Feeling a little
lost?
Let us help you find the magic. This is Dizzoriented.
Dizzoriented is a podcast that covers the Walt Disney World parks, resorts, Disney news, and pop culture. If you want to get in on the conversation, find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Dizzoriented, or check out our website, Dizzoriented.com.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another Dizzoriented mini-episode. To make things easier for myself, I did start numbering these mini-episodes, so consider this one episode number 63. Just wanted to cover a couple of things as the calendar changes over to November. First, hope you all had a happy Halloween. I hope you and your kids, if you have any, are recovering from those candy hangovers. And speaking of Halloween, about evil and spooky things, we have some listener feedback from our Disney Villains Celebration episode. So, on Instagram, we asked our followers to give us some of their own Disney Villain awards, as we did back in episode 61. First up, your best Disney Villain musical number. A lot of agreement with our list in these responses. Walt Jones Adventure on Instagram says, "Be prepared." That is, of course, Scar from The Lion King. And Happily Ever Cassidy says, "Poor Unfortunate Souls." You won't find me arguing with either of those. On to the next, we asked you to give us some of your most underrated Disney villains. Some interesting and insightful responses here. First, from our good friend and podcast contributor Justin Catalano. He echoes an opinion that I have, perhaps maybe unpopular, especially with Jess, but he says that Beast is an underrated Disney villain because, of course, everyone mistakenly thinks Gaston is the villain. Thinking about it some more, maybe you could even say that, the patriarchy is the real villain in Beauty and the Beast, but I digress. Thanks to Justin. Next, from Happiness and Sweet Tea on Instagram, she says Lucifer from Cinderella, assuming we're talking about the Tremaine family cat here and not Satan, but an interesting choice nonetheless. The cat does play second fiddle to Lady Tremaine and Cinderella's evil stepsisters, but he really does torture those poor mice. Mel's on Instagram shouts out Pete, which is really a smart call. Everyone always forgets about the original Disney villain. And she also mentions Madame Medusa from The Rescuers. Last on this item, Rose Enchante on Instagram gives us two responses with some clarifying elements or some caveats. First, underrated and scariest is Claude Frollo for her from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Agreed on both counts. That dude is a straight-up sociopath. Then, underrated and fabulous, well, that would be Yzma from The Emperor's New Groove. Based on her Instagram feed, she seems to know about style, so, go follow her, by the way. So as someone who owns a pair of cargo shorts, I will have to take her word for it. Lastly, for our Disney Villain Awards, I asked our followers to let us know which Disney villain they would most like to spend the day with. Best response for this question here is again from Mel's, who possibly is looking to move on from a significant other, and she mentions Gaston. Not to blame her, though, because the ladies do love Gaston. Alright, moving on. Now, a correction from our most recent episode, number 62. In that episode, I attempted to explain the new ticket pricing strategy that Disney rolled out in the middle of October. The one thing that I goofed on was an explanation of the flexible date ticket, so I want to revisit that topic very briefly. In that episode, I mentioned that the flexible date surcharge would apply to each day of the ticket purchased, so it would be cumulative, but that is not the case. The surcharge is going to be assessed only one time for the length of the ticket, making those flexible date tickets a little less expensive than I had previously explained. So, hypothetically, that surcharge I had mentioned being between $15 and $55 would also be impacted by the length of the ticket, but again, would only be assessed one time. So, apologies to everyone on that goof. Hopefully we're all on the same page now. Okay, let's move on to a scheduling announcement. Because of our upcoming trip to Disney World and the general busyness of the holiday period, we're only going to be releasing one full-length episode this month in November, as well as in December. But I'll be peppering in some mini episodes just like this one as I see fit to cover listener feedback, important news items, updates, anything that pertains, so fear not. November's episode is going to be a trip report. It's going to be a pre-trip report where we talk about our upcoming split stay and holiday-focused adventure at Disney World. We'll outline the new experiences we'll be having, like new restaurants and the such, and ask for your opinions so we can go in with open eyes. We'll also talk about all of the holiday offerings in and around the parks, including Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which we'll also be attending. That episode is scheduled to drop like regular on November the 14th, but there will not be an episode on the 28th. In December, we'll be doing the traditional trip report where we discuss how we fared, the ups, downs, our favorites, park rankings, all that usual stuff. So that will be our episode for December. Alright, speaking of the holidays, I've gone ahead and created an Apple Music playlist you can all pull down and enjoy that features some of our favorite Disney-related holiday tunes. It's a work in progress, so if you have any suggestions, hit us up on social media or by email to let us know any songs that you'd like us to add. Just search Dizzoriented Holiday Music on iTunes or on Apple Music, and it'll appear as a shared playlist. Okay, finally, before we get out of here, a reminder that Mickey Mouse's 90th Birthday Spectacular television special is going to be debuting on ABC this Sunday, November the 4th. So apologies if you're hearing this after Sunday the 4th. If you're on the East Coast like me, it's going to be airing at 8 p.m. And again, that's on ABC. While we're talking about time, I guess I should remind you all, don't forget to set your clocks back on Saturday night as well, so you don't miss that episode. That TV special on Sunday. And I think that's about it for this Diz-oriented mini episode. Just wanted to give you all some quick updates. Please go ahead and listen to the episode we released on October the 28th. Let us know what you think. And as always, you can find us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dizzoriented. Check out our website at Dizzoriented.com and find our information on that page where you can either give us a call on our Google Voice hotline or send us an email. Thank you all for listening, and we will talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for listening to Dizzoriented. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe, rate, and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, or your podcast service of choice. For more content, including podcast recaps, blog posts, and our contact information, please check out our website, Dizzoriented.com. Thanks again for listening, and see you real soon.